I'm not accustomed to 2K keeping us informed about patches, let alone giving us a long list of patch notes. I'm more so used to 2K giving us a bunch of gibberish and then at the end of that gibberish telling us there's going to be many, many more fixes. Hey, what's up YouTube? You already know I'm AllCity with AllCityLiveTV.com, and thank you for tuning in. Patch 4, what's the verdict on Patch 4? What changes have been made? I played Patch 4 for about a good 8 hours yesterday, man. We tried to give Patch 4 a real good chance to see if it saved the gameplay on NBA 2K21 for next gen. Alright guys, so Ronnie2K recently released a tweet saying that Patch 4 was inbound and it was scheduled to be released within 48 hours. I queued up my PlayStation 5 yesterday and noticed that I had an update, Patch 4 for NBA 2K21 on Next Gen. So I was super excited because, as you guys know, I haven't been having the most enjoyable experience playing NBA 2K21 on Next Gen. And I've been sharing that information with you guys as I go along because we do a lot of live streams and we got a great community within our Discord of great players. So I get a ton of feedback and I noticed that the general consensus is that people are not really enjoying NBA 2K21 on Next Gen. So being that Ronnie2K within his tweet said that Patch 4 was inbound and that they're going to have a long list of notes, I said maybe I'll stay optimistic and see if Patch 4 is really going to save the gameplay for NBA 2K21 on Next Gen. So we queued up our PlayStation, we got the patch downloaded, and we immediately went live. And I really gave Patch 4 a good chance. But man, if I was to describe Patch 4 in one word, it would have to be completely goofy. And what this has me start to think is that this was all a marketing ploy to increase the player base during the holiday season. You know, a lot of people are going to be home during the holiday season. So I'm not accustomed to 2K keeping us informed about patches, let alone giving us a long list of patch notes. I'm more so used to 2K giving us a bunch of gibberish and then at the end of that gibberish telling us there's going to be many, many more fixes. So this time 2K gives us a list of patch notes. Those patch notes are in our Discord. They're in the pinned messages in the general chat. If you guys would like to join Discord, the link for Discord is going to be in the description below. Is also going to be the top pinned comment. You can get your hands on those official patch notes. But I actually went out there and experienced extensively what Patch 4 had to offer in the gameplay for NBA 2K21 on Next Gen. And I gotta say, describing it in one word, it was goofy. It didn't feel much different. The biggest thing that I could say about Patch 4 is that you're now able to join your friends. And oh my God, what an experience. As you guys know from our live streams, we have spent, man, a good half an hour to 40 minutes every single stream just trying to get our players together, squad up, and join the rec or join a park game. It was such a difficult task, but I gotta say, I am happy that 2K was able to fix this. But what I do question is why did it take 2 months to fix just these? In a community-based game, it took you 2 months to allow your community to join in and play together. So that, that was a little discouraging that we had to experience that for so long, and then 2K didn't take ownership of that, and then in one patch they completely fixed it to the point that it works absolutely amazing right now. They made it function so well because now when you join your friend in the city, you join in the exact same spot where they're located within the city, which I think is pretty dope. They really did a good job about joining your friends, and I'm really appreciative for that. But I think 2K needs to start taking ownership and accountability for all of their shortcomings, because that's something that should have been done from the outset, from the release of 2K21 on next gen. I don't think that that's something that needed a patch to allow players to join their friends. It is what it is, but I'm happy that they fixed it. I'm really happy that they fixed it, and they did a really good job with it. In my personal opinion, I wanted more out of patch 4. I wanted to see a huge difference in gameplay. I wanted to see a huge amount of gameplay changes because there's too many goofy animations. Listen, 2K, you said that we weren't gonna get nearly as many canned animations, and I gotta say, my experience playing 2K is that we actually got more canned animations than ever before. It's almost like the entire game is a complete canned animation where 2K takes control of your player, and that's exactly what 2K took ownership of in their courtside report prior to release, when they were trying to market and sell NBA 2K21 on next gen. And I think that needed to change dramatically. I needed to feel in control of my player after patch 4. And I gotta say, during my gameplay yesterday, that is not what I felt. I didn't feel like I was in control of my player. I have a really good player out there. Something like a perimeter lockdown is a two-way scoring machine with a ton of defensive badges, and that's exactly my weakness. Defense is my weakness on a defensive build, and that does not make sense. 2K is constantly getting in the mix and moving and pushing and pulling my player all over the place where you feel like you don't have control, and I don't want to feel like that. I've been playing 2K for too many years to not feel in control when I go out there and play the game. And I'm like, I was to the point where it was just like, man, this 2K is just not for me. But do not despair, man, because I created a new build, which I'm happy to announce, and I'm gonna make a video for. I created a playmaking 3-level facilitator, and the build is goated. Shout out to Brother Jones, because he dropped a video about it yesterday, and he dropped it right after I created this build on live stream, which you guys are gonna see very soon. I had him yesterday. I had him out there yesterday for about a game or two at the end of our live stream, and I'm gonna bring him out again today. So if you guys would like to see my new playmaking 3-level facilitator, come on over to our live stream. We would love to have you. But let me tell you guys one other thing, because something else that I needed for 2K was to take ownership. Take ownership and accountability for where they really messed us up as consumers and 2K players. They need to take ownership for why they have to drop so many patches throughout one annual release. Why do we purchase a product that is not fully complete and fully polished upon release? We keep falling for the same ploy, and then 2K promise us changes, and we don't get those changes, or at least they don't translate in our gameplay. Let me read off a message that the Cyberpunk developers sent over to the Cyberpunk community for where they messed up with the release of Cyberpunk 2077. It says here, first of all, we would like to start by apologizing to you for not showing the game on base last-gen consoles before it premiered, and in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase. We should have paid more attention to making it play better on PlayStation and Xbox. They go on to detail exactly what the update entails, and then they end it with, finally, we would like everyone who buys our games to be satisfied with their purchase. We would appreciate it if you guys give us a chance, but if you are not pleased with the game on your console and don't want to wait for updates, you can opt for a refund of your copy. And then they go on to explain how to get that refund, and then they end it with humbly and a bunch of developer names that I can't even pronounce, but they end it with humbly. And I think that's what 2K lacks the most: humility. This is where, and they don't get it because it seems like history is repeating itself. Don't forget that a lot of 2K players used to be NBA Live players through and through. They were die-hard NBA Live players. 2K came on the scene as a young, hungry developer and said, we're taking over. And that's because EA was arrogant. They lacked humility. There was a monopoly at the time, one of the best basketball games of all time at that particular moment when 2K came on the scene. But 2K was hungry. They pushed for a better product, a better experience for gamers out there. And that's why they was able to get on the scene and take over. And now they're following the same path as EA with NBA Live. And somebody else is gonna come up hungry, ready to take all of the players that are dissatisfied with NBA 2K. Well, guys, I hope you found this video helpful and or informative. Again, patch 4 in one word, completely goofy. It doesn't meet the standard of next gen gaming.